What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, I want to talk about one of the most accurate mock drafters in the game making his final mock draft and what the New York Jets come away with. Peter Schrager of the NFL Network has notoriously been spot on as a mock drafter, and more specifically than just how good he has been at it, over the last, 6 years or so. For the New York Jets in particular, man, he has been deadly accurate. Okay, so let's go through the list since 2019. In 2019, he mocked Quinnen Williams to the New York Jets at pick number 3. In 2020, he mocked Mekhi Becton to the New York Jets. In 2021, he mocked Zach Wilson to the New York Jets. In 2022, he mocked Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson to the New York Jets in the first round. And in 2023, he was close, but no cigar. He mocked Lucas Van Ness. But Lucas Van Ness is a pass rusher who went off the board 2 picks earlier to the Green Bay Packers, who the New York Jets swapped with. But he had them going with an edge rusher when essentially nobody else did. In mock drafts last year, it was pretty much wide receiver, offensive line. And those were the 2 spots seemingly that everyone was giving the New York Jets, and for good reason. So when he dropped his most recent mock draft earlier today, naturally people, myself included, went to go read it because, again, the guy's been a pretty accurate predictor, especially during the Joe Douglas era, and he mocked Brock Bowers to the New York Jets. If you are a Brock Bauer boy, celebrate, because your guy was mocked to the New York Jets in the first round by Peter Schrager. Now, does it guarantee that Brock Bowers is going to be a New York Jet? No, of course, nothing is a guarantee. But as I've said for a little while now, for those who are not very keen on the Brock Bowers train, you might have to get used to that idea because it's something they could do. He is an option on the board. They could do a lot of different things in the NFL draft, which honestly is something that excites me because before the offseason got underway, it felt like the Jets would be in a spot where they would be pigeonholed into one positional group, and that's not really the case after the free agency period that they had. They could still go offensive line. It's not it's not out of the question. I would be excited about an offensive lineman, but the thought of adding a weapon is a very real possibility. Rome Odunze is a name that gets brought up a lot, potentially trading up from Malik Neighbors or Marvin Harrison Jr., Brian Thomas Jr. in a move back, or even in some a stick and pick. But Brock Bowers is a name, and it's a controversial one around the New York Jets because of the position. And Brock Bowers is a tight end, for those who don't know, but he does more than just your average typical tight end. It's not just he's going to line up as an inline tight end every single play, and that knocks Tyler Conklin off the field and Jeremy Ruckert off the field. Not really. Are there times where he is going to line up as an inline tight end? Of course there's going to be times where he does that, but he could also line up in the slot, which probably would take out Allen Lazard out of the lineup, which I know is something that most, if not all, New York Jets fans would be happy about, adding more depth and knocking a guy like Allen Lazard, who's unfortunately struggled in 2023, down the pecking order on the list in 2024. He could line up out wide, and you could put Garrett Wilson in the slot. He's played out of the backfield at Georgia. He's someone who's very good with the ball in his hands. He's not incredibly fast, obviously at his size. He moves well for a tight end, but it's not like he's running 4.25 speed or anything like super crazy like that, but he's hard to bring down. They manufactured a ton of touches for him at Georgia, and Todd Monken did a really good job in his career when he was there for the last few seasons before he took the job with the Ravens, by getting him the ball in space and making good things happen. And I know some are concerned with Nathaniel Hackett that, Nathaniel Hackett's not going to know how to use that guy, so don't take him. That's a really tough way to look at an NFL draft. And like at that point, if that's your logic on it, then why draft anyone? Just forfeit all your draft picks and go, well, all right, we don't believe in the offensive coaching staff, I guess. So we're just going to take all defensive players or forfeit our picks. That doesn't make any sense. And someone who can utilize a Brock Bowers or can utilize a weapon of any kind, Rodgers. I have faith in Aaron Rodgers. He's just going to be given the essentially the formation, and he's going to be calling plays out at the line of scrimmage, which was the plan for last season, but we never got to see that plan because it was over in 4 plays. And then they went back to Zach Wilson, who they had to baby, and Trevor Siemian and Tim Boyle. None of those guys are running an offense the same way that an Aaron Rodgers is going to run an offense. So it's not really comparable. So am I going to sit here to you today and guarantee that Brock Bowers is the pick? I can't do that. I can't. There's no way that anyone can say with realistic intentions that they know for sure what the Jets are going to do. That's not the case. But when someone who is very good at this makes a pick, should we listen and take his opinion as something to really look at as an option? Yeah. Brock Bowers is an option for the New York Jets. He's not the only one. There are many others as well, but he is a realistic option. And if they called his name on draft night, would it surprise you? I don't think it would surprise me at this point. A lot's changed in the last week. They watched him perform and work out for the first time down in Georgia on Wednesday of last week, a week ago. And then yesterday, they had him in for a top 30 visit. So lots changed. We'll see if that's the direction they go. Shoei Fatanu is someone who is visiting tomorrow, so more on that tomorrow. But for now, that's going to do it in this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm Matt. I'll catch you next time.